You may never know when someone is barely holding it together. It could be the coworker sitting next to you. It could be the caregiver who keeps telling you everyone that they're fine. The patient waiting for test results. Or maybe the friend whose name keeps crossing your mind. But one small act from you could change the weight of their day. A phone call maybe, a message, a text, a meal, a simple reminder of, hey, I see you. You matter. You are not alone. That is what it means to pay hope forward. And beginning this Friday, I want to invite you to help me turn that idea into action. Welcome to Jonesing for the Journey. I'm Mike. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with aggressively prostate stage 4A cancer. Since then, Sue and I have experienced surgery, a difficult pathology results, more testing, and the reality that my treatment journey is not over. Cancer changed our plans, but it also showed us how much the smallest acts of kindness can matter, especially during the hardest moment. A phone call before an appointment. Maybe it's a message on the day of the test results when they come back. A friend who did not know exactly what to say but showed up anyway. Someone remembering that Sue was carrying this diagnosis too. Those acts did not change the diagnosis. They did not change the pathology report or the outcome, but they changed the weight of the moment. They reminded us that we were not carrying it alone. And that is why I am starting something new. It is called Pay Hope Forward Friday. Now, most of us has heard of the phrase pay it forward. Someone does something kind for you, and instead of paying that person back, you pass that kindness along to someone else. But I want to take that idea one step further. I want us to pay hope forward. That means intentionally doing something that helps another person feel noticed, maybe encouraged or supported, valued, or at least less alone. It might involve money, but doesn't have to. Some of the most meaningful things anyone has done, for us at least, has cost absolutely nothing. A thoughtful message, a sincere conversation, someone taking just some time to listen, someone simply asking, how are you really doing? Something that sometimes hopes is not a grand gesture. Sometimes hope is simply knowing that someone noticed, someone cared. Here's how Pay Hope Forward will work. Every Friday, I will post a short on this channel, and each short give one simple challenge that you can complete that day or sometime over the weekend, perhaps. Every week, the challenge might be to call someone you have been meaning to call and haven't talked to. Maybe another week, it could be to thank a caregiver, encourage a coworker, perhaps, help a neighbor, recognize someone whose work is often overlooked, pay for the person behind you in line, or simply tell someone specifically why they matter to you. The challenge will be simple, it will be practical, and whenever possible, it will be something almost anyone can do. It does not have to be expensive at all. It does not have to be public. It only has to be sincere. After you complete that week's challenge, come back to the Friday short and leave a yellow heart in the comment. You don't have to tell us how much you spent, or you don't have to identify the person, and you don't have to explain or make the act about yourself. The yellow heart simply means I did it. I paid hope forward. And as those yellow hearts begin to appear in the comments, they will become a visible reminder that small acts of hope are happening in homes and in workplaces, maybe hospitals, neighborhoods, and communities everywhere. That is when this becomes more than a video series. It becomes a movement. There are only a few guidelines. First, do it without expecting anything in return. This is not about recognition. It's not about getting credit. The goal is to create hope, not attention. Second, do not underestimate small action. We sometimes convince ourselves that if we cannot do something big or grand, it's not worth doing. But that is not true. One message can change a person's day, and one conversation can help someone feel less alone. One act of kindness can travel much farther than we will ever see. And third, pay attention. Hope often begins by noticing what other people miss. Who seems tired? Who has gone quiet maybe? Who is always helping everyone else? Who might need someone to just stop and ask, how are you really doing? Pay Hope Forward Friday fits into everything we are trying to build through Jonesing for the Journey. This channel includes my prostate cancer journey, but it is not only about cancer. It's about patients and caregivers and family and advocacy and resilience and purpose and learning how to keep living when life takes a road you never expect. One of the phrases at the center of our mission is ask one more question, because one more question can lead to one more test or maybe one more opinion or one more option. And sometimes it can actually lead to one more chance. Pay Hope Forward is what happens when awareness becomes action. It asks us who around may need hope today. Who can I encourage? Who can I maybe recognize? Whose burden can I make just a little lighter? Because hope is not only something we feel, hope can also be something we do. I do not know exactly what the next several years of my journey will exactly look like. I know there will be more treatment, more tests, more scans, more uncertainty, and probably more difficult days ahead. But I also know this. I still have something to give. I still have the ability to encourage someone. I still have the ability to help another person feel seen. And so do you. None of you have to wait until life becomes easier before we can make a difference. Sometimes purpose is found right in the middle of the struggle. Sometimes the person who is hurting the most can still become a source of hope. And sometimes the best way to keep hope alive in ourselves is to give some of it away. Pay Hope Forward Friday is about the personal thing each of us can do. But Sue and I also wanted to create a way for this community to make a larger impact together. That is why we created Team Jonesing for the Journey in support of Zero prostate cancer. Zero helps support patients and family through education, early detection, advocacy, and practical assistance. Donating is never required to participate in Pay Hope Forward Friday. A phone call can matter. An encouraging message or text can matter. Showing up for someone can matter. But for those looking for another way to help, the team for the Jonesing for the Journey fundraiser is linked in the description below. Whether you give your time, your encouragement, your resources, or your voice, the goal is the same. Turn hope into action. So here is my invitation to you. Subscribe to Jonesing for the Journey and join us every Friday for a new Pay Hope Forward challenge. Complete the challenge, come back to the short and leave a yellow heart in the comments so we know that it's been completed. And more importantly, invite someone else to also take part. Share the challenge with your family, maybe your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, your church, your team, or your community in general. Let's see how many small acts of hope we can put into the world, one Friday at a time, because we may never know exactly what another person is carrying, but we can choose to make the load a little lighter. One small act, one moment of kindness, one person who feels a little less alone. That is how hope begins. That is how hope spreads. And that is how we pay hope forward. Subscribe today. Join us this Friday. And so the adventure continues.